Now in this lesson, we're talking about NoSQL. From AWS, we have a service called as DynamoDB. So if we click on services and then just scroll down under database section, you will find the DynamoDB right here. Now, DynamoDB is the NoSQL service. Now, what is the use case for this? The use case is that NoSQL is great for mobile applications, web applications, gaming, advertisements, IoT, and there are several other applications where it can be used. This is because DynamoDB has a flexible data model. It provides great, reliable performance and also automatically scales its throughput capacity. Now what I'm going to do is click on Create Table. What you will notice under the Amazon DynamoDB section is that there is no option to create a database unlike RDS earlier, right? We created a database in RDS, but here you create a table directly. So you will go ahead and provide a table name, a primary key, and that's all it is ready. So your data can now directly start flowing into your table created in DynamoDB. So that's the biggest difference here, that we do not have to create on a database. It is a direct table where your data resides. If you think about how data is stored here, you will have just rows and columns. I'm going to quickly create a table right now. And let's say I'm going to call it as student info, and then call the primary key as ID, and then just go ahead and click on create. It is fairly quicker as compared to RDS. It is just going to finish that very quickly. So as soon as that is ready, you can go and click on items and then start creating your tables and columns and start adding values right here. So for demonstration purposes, I'm going to create a row and show that to you. Let's say I put number 1 here. And what I also want to do is add a couple of more values. I'm going to call it a name, and the name of the person is Rob. Maybe add another value here. Let's say it's a number, and I'm adding a roll number here and put it as 53 and just save it. So my first row inside my table is created. What's happening in the backend is that it's creating a JSON format. The relational database uses columns and rows more like Excel document. You see this type of database for structured data, so something like a contact list as an example. But when you think about DynamoDB, DynamoDB stores data in the form of a document. This is more of a JSON format. So it is not structured in columns and rows like relational database. Instead, it is structured more like an actual document. So what we have here is a key value pair. Here the key is name and its value is Rob. Key is the roll number and the value is 53. And it's gonna go on and on like that. It's more of a key value pair like a document and more like a JSON format. So you see that the data is very unstructured, and that's where the name comes from. Unstructured SQL or NoSQL. So if you look at RDS is when you need SQL database option. Yes, it is very easy to set up. It is highly available, fault tolerant and scalable as well. And SQL is used when the data is clearly defined. You know what's supposed to go inside the database. The common use cases would be, let's say you want to create an inventory for an online store or a banking system. You would use a clear SQL database then. But then DynamoDB is good when you need no SQL database option. Yes, it is fast, highly scalable, and fully managed, and data is more like a fluid and can change anytime. The common use case is something we just spoke about a few minutes ago. You can use it for social networks. What do you think Facebook or Twitter is using in the backend? Well, they do have NoSQL in the backend to store all those statistical information. So DynamoDB or NoSQL is great for social networks or web analytics. So that's all for this lesson on DynamoDB. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.